What's up, family? So let's have a conversation. So Ukraine is receiving $50 billion in funding. So this is a $20 billion loan from the US and $30 billion from other countries. Don't believe me? Check this out, man.
The United States and G7 are now making good on that commitment. Together, we will leverage income earned from frozen Russian sovereign assets to provide a total of $50 billion of extraordinary revenue acceleration ERA loans to Ukraine. This will lend vital support to the people of Ukraine as they defend their country, and it also makes clear aggressors and tyrants will be responsible for the damage they cause.
Well, there you have it, folks. Where's the priorities? Other countries are receiving funding, but the government, let alone this current president, Joe Biden, we know is still in office, just send money all over the place. Angola, Ukraine, they sent millions before. If you don't believe me, I want you guys to check this article out. In 2023, the United States spent nearly 61 billion on foreign aid. Fully half of that budget has gone to just 10 countries. Number 1, Ukraine, 16.4 billion. Number 2, Israel, 3.3 billion. Number 3, Ethiopia, 1.95 billion. Number 4, Jordan, 1.65 billion. Egypt, number 5, 1.43 billion. Number 6, Afghanistan, 1.19 billion. 7, Somalia, 1.13 billion. Yemen, that's number 8, 1.5 billion. Congo, 987 million. Syria, 896 million. Okay, folks. So the thing I'm gonna look at it like this: we gotta get these people out of here, man. We got illegal immigrants to get out. North Carolina, hurricane victims who are totally forgotten. Thankfully, to the Trump administration, President-elect Donald Trump and JD Vance continue to acknowledge the people and be on the ground as he was recently, letting the victims from the North Carolina hurricane know that they weren't forgotten and the government will do their share and continue to be more efficient in executing, because we all know FEMA has to go through so many of these yes men or these yeses to be answered, or so many yes, I should say, which I mean is permission from individuals before they can actually continue to execute by putting mobile homes on the ground so individuals can have some type of stability of a home during the holiday season, which JD Vance touched on. But $700 is like a grocery bill with inflation, man. So this tell you that the Democrats, even though they lost the election in their insane minds, are still going to boldly do what they want to do. And this is a straight F you to the American people, man. And they're playing in our faces. And if you check out this meme floating around, check out this meme. This meme here I find, which is interesting. Uh, I just find it very, very wow to me. Right here, Bidenomics. Number 1, you pay taxes. Number 2, I send it to Ukraine. Number 3, they send it back to Hunter. Number 4, Hunter gives it to me. Number 5, pardon Hunter. Doesn't that make sense? Because if you continue to fund these proxy wars, that accumulates more money. So money, wars cost money, which then fatten the pockets of the self-interest or self-infatuated or self-engulfed or selfish public officials that's supposed to be acting on the behalf of having the best interest of the American people, but instead themselves and pocketing themselves. That's why they continue to fund these wars where they can have money over given to other countries, but it incentivizes other countries to continue the war. But how do we know where the money is going besides them saying that it's going to Ukraine? You know what I'm saying, family? So I just find that fascinating. But I want you guys to check out this nuthead, current Secretary of Defense Lloyd Austin, about giving $1 billion to Ukraine. Check this out.
We understood the danger to American security and global order. And so we rallied some 50 countries to help Ukraine defend itself. We've seen strong bipartisan support for Ukraine from Leader McConnell and other leaders in both parties. And I'm proud to announce today the commitment of a new Ukraine Security Assistance Initiative package worth nearly $1 billion. This administration has made its choice, and so has a bipartisan coalition in Congress. The next administration must make its own choice. But from this library, from this podium, I am confident that President Reagan would have stood on the side of Ukraine, American.
Come on, man. Why you always got to talk about yesteryear?
American security and human freedom.
Well, there you have it, folks. They want to clap about that like that's something great to clap about. So taxpayer dollars, just for the people in the back room, being wasted. Like you and I, my fellow Americans, or fellow American, watching this video under this current administration, it's just stupid, man. It's just stupid. While Joe Biden touts and brags about his experience, while they just throw money out to help in other countries instead of worrying about in-house, our country. But don't believe me. Check this out.
And one more fact as I prepare to leave office. You know, there is no country on earth better positioned to lead the world in the years to come than America. Think about it. What stunned me, and again, I'm going to say something outrageous. I have as much experience in foreign policy as any president in the history of the United States has had. Chairman of the Foreign Relations Committee. Anyway, spent a lot of time. I know all of them. Well, the decisions we make over the next 4 years have been transformative to the nation. But I tell you what stunned me, and I'm not being a hyper-American here. I can't name a single country in the world that doesn't think. Put it this way. We're not leading the world. Who does? Not a joke. I'm not being wise guy. If we do not lead the world, what nation leads the world? Who pulls Europe together? Who tries to pull the Middle East together? How do we do the Indian Ocean? What do we do in Africa? We, the United States, lead the world. And you all are extremely experienced women and men. You know many of these leaders. You know many of these countries. Find me one that says we're not, or wish we weren't.
This man is wilding out. He's having a temper tantrum. His tempering is up. My man need to go to sleep. Poor Joe. This man talking about if America don't lead the country, then who will lead it? We lead by example by taking care of home. You have to be selfish before you be selfless, bro. How you take care of everybody else but not your home, or take care of the people in your home who elected you in the first place, which is the United States of America, Americans, American citizens, that taxpayer dollars that you're using as you've been in the public sector for how long as a public official? What are we talking about, man? You're too busy trying to take care of the rest of the world when there's no law and order in the United States. This is crazy, man. And anyway, this is even hilarious. I wanted you guys to check this out in regards of, I guess Joe Biden temperate is so wild that they had to cut my man off because he was just doing too much. Check this out, family.
And you know, one of the things that's going on here is
they cut his electric off.
I'm going to go on. I lost the electricity here. Anyway, but one of the things we found is that, you know, we invented the computer chip, size of the tip of your little finger. And, you know, one of the things is...
I found that so hilarious, family. But I want you guys to see what Trump had to say in regards of Ukraine funding. Because to me, it just sounds like Joe Biden is trying to justify his actions on fueling the Ukraine-Russia war stuff, man. But let's check this out.
There are people being killed in that war at levels that nobody's ever seen before. You have to go back to the Second World War, and even that, if you take a look at, and you know what it is? It's the soldiers largely. The cities have been emptied out and demolished. The country has been demolished. If I won that election, which you know how I feel about it, I won't get into it because we don't need to start that argument. I think it's an easy argument. It was really proven even more conclusively by the win that I had on this one. But
you did
had
I, sir.
Well, that's your opinion, but I disagree with it. Had I assumed, kept control, number one, Israel wouldn't have happened. Number two, Ukraine would have never happened. It would have never happened, Ukraine, Russia. But the number of people that are being killed, soldiers, young beautiful soldiers. Hundreds of thousands of people are being killed. And you know, it's very interesting. It's level, totally level. The battlefield's totally level. You know what's happening? Yeah. The only thing that stops a bullet, you know what it is a body, a human body. And the people that are being killed, hundreds of thousands on both sides. Russia's lost probably 500,000. Ukraine's lost higher than they say, probably 400,000. You're talking about hundreds of thousands of bodies laying all over fields. It's the stupidest thing I've ever seen, and it should have never been allowed to happen.
I agree, man. Look, I agree with Trump that we need to worry about our own country and stop funding these places, and we need to really leave it alone. We need to stop sticking our hands in stuff we have no reason being in, and they need to worry about their own country. You know what I'm saying? Just like we need to be worrying about our own country. But anyway, here is an article that I found interesting, and it goes to say Biden is Russian aid to Ukraine. Both sides are digging in, and everyone is bracing for Trump. It goes on to say the grinding war between Ukraine and its Russian invaders has escalated ahead of Donald Trump's inauguration, with President Joe Biden rushing out billions of dollars more military aid before U.S. support for Kyiv's defenses is thrown into question under the new administration. Russia, Ukraine, and their global allies are scrambling to put their side in the best possible position for any changes that Trump may bring to American policy in the nearly 3-year-old war. The president-elect insisted in recent days that Russia and Ukraine immediately reach a ceasefire and said Ukraine should likely prepare to receive less U.S. military aid. On the war's front lines, Ukraine forces are mindful of Trump's fast approaching presidency and the risk of losing their biggest backer. If that happens, quote unquote, those people who are with me, my unit, we are not going to retreat. A Ukrainian strike drone company commander fighting in Russia's Kursk region with the 47th Brigade told the Associated Press by phone. And this is what I mean. They need to handle their own thing. They need to do their own thing. At the end of the day, we do not need to be using taxpayer dollars to senseless wars like this. And I just believe we need to go back to the basics of what the federal government was designed to do and stop this gouching of the American people with so many unnecessary and burdensome taxes. A complete redesign of the tax code and a complete reformation, in my opinion, of the federal government must happen. If these don't, we will miss once in a lifetime historic opportunity to get America back on the rails heading towards greatness. And that's just my opinion, because at the end of the day, if you really think about it, family, the White House, we're unable to track $6.2 billion sent to Ukraine. California, we are unable to track $24 billion spent to combat homelessness. The Pentagon, we're unable to track $2.3 trillion of military spending. The U.S. Treasury, we are unable to track $5 trillion of pandemic spending. The IRS, we know you sent $601.57 to your friend. You better report it or you're going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And this is why we need Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk. You know what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, it's like $1 billion from defense secretary, but don't have money agreed to fund next year in regards to government. What is the benefit if it throws the government finances out of whack, high inflation, borders not protected? I don't get it. Frivolous spending is my point, family, and can't even be transparent with the American people for what the sole purpose of him doing this stupid action and how this benefit the American people or our country. What is the return investment in this? Or is it the return investment for Joe Biden and the Biden crime family? So much money overseas, and we know Vivek and Elon Musk going to swamp the drain, or drain the swamp. I say swamp the drain, and cut the fat from the government and audit the government like they audit the American citizens. Like I said, that $601.25 example that I just told you guys. But this is in total conflict of what the upcoming administration is trying to do. But let me know you guys' thoughts down in the comments, family. Give me a big thumbs up if you got any value from this video. On that note, family, peace.